rape and abuse network called RAINN. Someone is sexually assaulted every 73 seconds in America, and every 9 minutes, that victim is a child. And as disturbing as that statistic is, just as alarming is that only 5 out of every 1,000 perpetrators ends up in prison. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and joining us now with advice on healing and processing the trauma is survivor and author of Love Yourself Happy, love that title, Shari Alyse. Shari, good morning. Great to have you with us, and thank you for taking the time. So you have this personal story of surviving abuse as a child and how you lost and eventually found your voice. Can you share a little bit about your story and background with us?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here today. So it was 1981 and I was 7 years old, and I found myself on a witness stand testifying against the man who had sexually abused me. Now, of course, sitting on a witness stand and having to name parts of your body that no child should ever have to name caused and created quite a few challenging things for me in my life. I found out 2 things that day. One is that my voice helped people. They found out he had done this to other girls. And then the other thing I found out is that there was a lot of guilt and shame that came with using my voice. And so I spent many years very disconnected from myself and disconnected from my pain, and really just trying to seek validation and self-worth from everybody and everything. It wasn't until I, returned back to myself that I really began the healing process, and now use my voice as a speaker and an author to help so many.
I can't even imagine what you went through at age 7, being on that witness stand trying to testify in a sexual assault trial. But as you say, it helped others. So you spent years trying to create a safe world for yourself and for other people, and you share several steps toward healing in your book. Can you share some of your advice, some of the things you've learned along the way?
Yes, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, I spent a lot of years running from myself and the pain, which most survivors do. And so, when I decided to stop running and sit with myself, what I found was a beautiful person that just wanted to be loved. And the first thing that got me on that path was to seek inspiration. So you want to find somebody or something that has overcome, someone who has thrived, because what that does is that it gives you direction. It allows you to have focus in somewhere that you want to walk towards. And for me, that someone was Oprah. She was the first person, I was 12 years old, that spoke openly about sexual abuse. And what I realized then is that I could overcome too. And I had someone and something that I could look up to be able to do that. And then the second one, and this is a big one, this is foundational for any sort of healing, and this is self-compassion. Being able to extend ourselves love and kindness and understanding. What this does is that it creates a safe and loving inner world for yourself, which then creates and cultivates fertile ground for thriving. And self-compassion looks like, I'm so sorry that you went through this. Or I understand why you don't trust. It's okay. I'm here with you and I love you. And then one of the last tips is show up. As trauma survivors, what happened to us is that we felt betrayed. And so it is up to us to continually show up for ourselves, no matter how messy or imperfect that looks like. So showing up creates and builds a self-trust within yourself, and then that creates resilience, and that creates confidence, and all of that combined creates a space for us to thrive in.
Wow. I'm still thinking about what you said about how Oprah inspired you with one of her shows. Have you ever been in touch with her to tell her what an inspiration what that show meant to you?
No, but it is a dream of mine that I envision all the time, because she literally changed and saved my life.
I'm sure she would love to hear about it someday. All right, what do you have to say to other people who are suffering right now, maybe people who feel like they are relegated to a life sentence, suffering after their abuse?
There is no amount of limitation. There's no limitations to the amount of joy that you get to feel in your life. And I know that it seems hard to imagine joy right now, but when you spend time with yourself, you realize that the expression of your feelings, you realize that being able to sit with yourself and love yourself and be kind to yourself, that you can create a life of beauty and you are worthy of your love.
Such a great statement. And let's remind people where they can go if they need help. If they are a sexual assault victim, there is a hotline number, 1-800-656-4673. There it is. And of course, you can contact the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. That's RAINN.org. And Shari, check out her book. It's called Love Yourself Happy. We appreciate your being with us today.